Virgo, welcome to your first half of February 2017 general tarot reading. It's Raina here. And I was just thinking of what house this lunar eclipse is falling into in your chart. And for you in Leo, that's your 12th house. So that's really that's probably going to be some kind of a mystical situation because it's a lunar eclipse. You might have wild dreams, to be honest with you. It's like very powerful full moon. But this can have a lasting effect. This can, play out over months, 3 to 6 months or so. So, especially if you have planets in the 12th house that are close to that 22 degree mark of Leo, that could enhance the impact of that lunar eclipse because it's doing away with something. There can be, I think, a real clearing of the cobwebs, maybe a healing. And maybe just a spiritual upgrade, perhaps, just due to purification. The full moon is a great time for purification, apparently, from what I hear. And sometimes people, do juice fasting or feasting and things like that, but on the energetic level, you may find with the 12th house, dealing with karma and buried psychological issues, that you just kind of have this freeing feeling. So that's pretty cool. This is my card. I finally drew it. This is the third reading I've been doing today. Okay. All right. You've gotten some amazing cards here. My goodness gracious. The centerpiece being the Magician card. It doesn't get any better than this. Well, the Sun card is a great card. The Star card. But the Magician is about self-mastery and resourcefulness. And I really associate a Virgo with a lot of this. Maybe not as confidently. The number 1 is about, Aries is the first sign of the zodiac. And that sense of, me and my ability to manifest is what the Magician card is all about. But I do feel that Virgo is resourceful, and this is all about, you see the table is full of things that the person is utilizing to achieve their aims. And there's a sense of not relying on somebody else, and I can see that with Virgo in general. But there's also a sense of self-empowerment where you feel like you can do this, whatever this is. And what do I think that this is? Well, I think that for some people, you may have had for some Virgos, you may have had a dream, and I'm talking specifically of career now, that something that you wanted to do and do by yourself, but maybe you didn't feel like the timing was right, or that you had the materials that you now have. And maybe you had to do some research to find out like what exactly you needed and stuff like that. Maybe at the beginning you were just being a little bit pessimistic or not so much pessimistic, but you were doubting, skeptical, okay? And then, you know, timing has started to come around. Actually, that timing may have begun when Jupiter, which is the card associated with this particular card. Did I say card? Planet associated with this card, went into Libra, which happened back, I believe it was September, or was it October? You know, the fall in the northern hemisphere. And Libra is your second house of earned income. So that might have been the timing of when you started to really feel like things were falling into place. And now there is the Hermit card, and that's your card. It's associated with Virgo. So the Hermit is more of an introverted energy, but maybe it's like you have things figured out in the material perspective, and now you're ready to, you know, wisdom-wise, you're gathering wisdom. And for some of you, if you're doing anything spiritual, this may be associated with that. So in other words, let's say you decide to become a massage therapist. And as you were doing that, and maybe, you know, some of this is like somehow you got funding and now you're able to actually take the course, or, you know, there could be many different things that made it possible for you. But now that you've done the work and you're on the path to what you want to for your independence, you realize that there's even more to do, but it's inner work. I use the example of massage therapy because I personally know that there are people, I know somebody who started out with massage therapy and ended up becoming an energy healer and a teacher. And this is often, you know, what happens. We start doing one thing and then we end up somewhere else that is a little bit more sophisticated, because it's not that we're fumbling around in the dark, but we kind of are. We're kind of like trying to find our right path, our dharma. And as we do that, we're kind of experimenting and trying to see what fits, what doesn't fit. When you're the hermit, you're looking for that inner light. And that means that you're not just looking at the world to provide you with your recognition and your guidance. You may not even be asking other people. You may have decided this time around you're going to just seek your own counsel because you may have made that mistake in the past. And, you know, Virgo is a sign sometimes that doesn't trust itself, that kind of questions itself. And so if somebody tells you, oh, no, that's crazy, oh my God, why would you go into Reiki? You just, you know, spend all this money doing massage therapy. Who cares if, you know, you think that you would rather do that? You know, you've invested all this money, you're throwing it out the window. You know, people say things like that. And they may be well-meaning, but they're just telling you their own conditioning. They're not telling you your path. And I think that a lot of times, and not just Virgos, but all of us put ourselves through a lot of needless debates with people about our lives, you know. I'm saying this for myself as well as anybody else out there. So what is the higher message? The higher message is joy. The highest level of joy. Number 10, off the charts joy. This could be family joy, family harmony, marriage. Okay, so I was giving you a scenario of a professional situation. for private, like love type of relationships, you may be in a phase where you, who knows, I mean, maybe you were coming out of a situation where you were just like, oh my gosh, is it ever going to get better? And then it got better on steroids. But it got better. But I feel like for those people that are that are coming out of a negative relationship, it's not necessarily that you are even dating. It's just that as a matter of fact, you could be doing a lot of inner work, and that's represented by the Hermit, and self-empowerment, feeling self-empowered by the Magician. And some of it is just being really aligned with the Wheel of Fortune. The higher message of the marriage card, the Ten of Cups, or the family happiness, is that you may have experienced what it's like to be in a marriage and for it to negatively impact your family. And, for those people who have gotten divorced, they're Virgos. And you may have not, it could be that for a long time you felt that it was better to stay married. And when you did divorce, you realized how much it took out of your family, like the disharmony, how much it impacted it negatively. And now that you realize that, you're able to celebrate the potential for a true union to occur in the future. And maybe you're going to hold out for something better. The card that crosses you, the Knight of Swords, it seems like not the knights, but the air signs have been villains in my readings, and I don't mean to make that so. It doesn't have to be an air sign, but it could be an air sign that has been the source of pain for you or problems. Gemini, probably one of the usual suspects with a Virgo, but possibly a Libra, which is a sign adjacent to you, or an Aquarius. And of course, we're in Aquarius as the month begins in this time period. But whatever's happening, this could also be that something is happening very quickly to the point where you have to take advantage of it or control it in some way, because it's you're gonna have to think fast, let's put it that way, and it may be something that you didn't expect, let's put it that way. When it could have something to do with that eclipse, I suppose, or perhaps it's going to be later in the month with the solar eclipse. It's going to be in your opposite sign, Virgo. It's going to be in Pisces. And so it's going to be like a new beginning in your 7th house of committed partnership. But, these matters, I mean, that's the thing about eclipse season, is that there's a lot of sudden stuff happening. And I think that, I really don't think it's that much of a challenge for you, because you are a mutable sign and you're more flexible than some of the other signs. If you have, Scorpio or Taurus or Leo or Aquarius in your personal planets, like, like the moon or Venus or Mars or rising sign, it could make you a little bit more resistant to change, however. And that's maybe what this is all about. The advice, or what's coming in, is the Six of Cups. So for personal relationships, right with that Ten of Cups, there could be somebody from the past that you get in contact with, maybe that you've already been in contact with and then you meet, because that may have been what caused your relationship to flounder. Also with your professional life, this may be in connection to the Magician, something that you decided to do because it's something that you've always wanted to do. And finally you said, you know what? Everyone around me is feeling like they're on the chopping block at their jobs. And I'm tired of that feeling myself. So I'm just going to make myself happy and see what happens. And I remember I have this book. It's called Do What You Love and the Money Will Follow. I haven't read it in many years, but I'm thinking by the title that it must have had some law of attraction connection, because all of these things about taking an action and seeing the universe meet you halfway or more than halfway, jump in the universe providing a net, that kind of mentality is law of attraction. And when you're doing something that's connected with your heart, it naturally aligns you to your purpose, and everything will probably flow much smoother. And, you know, if the ultimate is for you to have a job that you love to go to, that brings you that financial abundance that the Ten of Cups can actually represent, or family harmony restored. The outcome is the Knight of Pentacles. So for those people that resonate with this as a career reading, this may be you just like really buckling down, working quite consistently and effectively and with a goal in mind of amassing a certain amount of money. So this can point to somebody who's really, you know, making money. You're an earth sign, so you resonate with Pentacles energy. It's practical, it's tangible. In the love arena, it could mean that the person that you are interested in is an earth sign, a Taurus, or fellow Virgo, or a Capricorn individual. And so if this is the case, you are likely going to be with somebody who sees the world as you do and values it the way that you do. And maybe that will make you have something that you can build upon, a strong foundation, rather than feeling like you're at odds with that other person. So very positive cards, a lot of them. I hope you enjoyed this, Virgo. If you'd like a private reading, please click on the link below this video. Otherwise, have a great first half of February. Bye.